Hey guys, Hitman89 here, I hope you're doing great. Last week we had the best looking games, check it out if you love good graphics. And today I'm gonna show you the 12 best single player games to spend 100 hours in. I'm not gonna make this intro longer than it needs to be, so let's have a look at the first game. I decided to open up with V-Rising cause it caught me off guard. I'm not even into vampires, but having a survival game where you play as a vampire makes it incredibly unique. You're very vulnerable during the day because you can't stay under the sun for longer than 3 seconds or you'll burn like a redhead at the beach. You can obviously build a bunch of castles where you'll put all the machines you need to refine resources and craft new armor pieces and weapons because that's the only way you can level up. And since you're a vampire, you have to feed on people and creatures, preferably on ones with good blood quality so you can get the best buffs. There are tons of special enemies or bosses in this game, you have to track them down and every time you beat one of those fuckers, you unlock new skills. Speaking of which, the combat system here is dope. It's basically Diablo on steroids, so V-Rising will definitely keep you busy for a while. Probably because it's grindy. Next we have one of my favorite medieval games ever, Kingdom Come Deliverance. Here's why you should play it. Kingdom Come Deliverance is basically the super realistic Skyrim. It features a needs system, meaning in order to stay alive, you have to eat, drink, rest, and even have sex. I'm kidding about the last one, but here you won't find any dragons, orcs, elves, or black people, because it's historically accurate. The combat system is based on directional attacks. Not everybody will like it, but it's pretty interesting. Let me show you the third game on my list. I love Yakuza Like a Dragon, and the new one, Infinite Wealth, which takes place in Hawaii, is one of the rare games that made me laugh my ass off multiple times. And it's not just because it's got a crazy protagonist. No, seriously, Ichiban is clinically insane. Some of the mini games here can also be crazy. For example, on the one you're looking at, you have to deliver food on a bike while pulling off tricks, and it's a blast. The rest of the game can also be pretty funny. I mean, look how ridiculous this shit is. We're fighting guys in sleeping bags. The fourth game you should definitely sink over 100 hours in is Elden Ring. With Shadow of the Erdtree being right around the corner, a lot of people will be diving back into Elden Ring, or they're already warming up like I am. This is one of the rare games I played on PS5, Series X and PC, just cause it's got such a huge, beautiful world full of secret locations, caves and treasures to find. Personally, the reason why I love Elden Ring so much is cause an open world RPG with Dark Souls combat is what I've always dreamt of. Anyway, I tried different builds, had some New Game Plus action, and then started off fresh twice. I think it's safe to say I'm more than ready for Shadow of the Erdtree to drop. Another game I absolutely loved is Red Dead Redemption 2. The story in this game, the dialogue, the interactions with NPCs, the random encounters that people are still discovering 6 years after the game came out, everything is just mind-blowing. But apart from just doing missions and enjoying the story, you get to hunt and skin animals, play poker, fish, or my favorite, lasso random motherfuckers and drag them around. So even if you only do half the stuff I mentioned, you would easily spend more than 100 hours in this game. Another game I played a lot on PS4 and later on PC is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I found it way more fun and better balanced than Valhalla. You can play as either Alexios or Cassandra. I went with Alexios, who sounds goofy like most characters in this game, but it's a real RPG with an enormous amount of weapons and armor pieces, and let's not forget about the naval fights, which were a big plus in my opinion. They add a lot of diversity and fun to the gameplay. The world still looks amazing, by the way. If you're on PS5 or Series X, there's a 60 FPS update that was released a couple of years ago, so maybe give it a shot. At number 7 we have Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. Since the vehicle combat and police system update, I stopped playing Cyberpunk like a linear, story-driven game and started playing it more like an open-world sandbox game, cause fighting cops and gang members provides endless hours of fun, at least for me. But even when you're just driving around enjoying the insanely good graphics, you'll regularly get calls from a bunch of shady people who will offer you gigs, so you always have something to do. I'll give you an example. When you're done with the gigs, you can take the cash you just made and spend it on robot hookers. Now if you want an actual sandbox game, you really have to play The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Exploring this huge world is already more than enough reason to keep you playing Tears of the Kingdom for a while, even if you don't have a Switch, because personally personally, I played it on PC. So just by exploring the world, you'll come across all kinds of side quests and also shrines, so you'll have to solve quite a few puzzles, and some of those will require a lot of creativity. Speaking of which, the tools you get in Tears of the Kingdom will allow you to combine items to make unique weapons and even transportation devices. Plus, I don't know about you, but I will never get tired of hearing female characters in this game having an orgasm every time you talk to them. Now let me show you the 8th game on my list, which is currently my favorite 2024 game. I beat Dragon's Dogma 2 in just a week, playing it around 7 hours a day, which is insane, I know, but still, it left me wanting more, so recently I started a new game plus, used the same ugly ass character, except this time around I made him skinny, with a big head, and I gave him horrible posture. You know what else is horrible? The frame rate. It's been almost 3 months and they still haven't fixed it. Also, a lot of stuff in this game feels outdated, but none of that prevented me from having a blast. That's how awesome Dragon's Dogma 2 is. I mean, how many RPGs out there allow you to grab onto a harpy and use it as a glider, or pick up people and throw them around? Honestly, I feel like climbing giant enemies and stabbing the shit out of them while your companions get smashed should be more than enough to make you play this. But if that's not enough, the following game also lets you pick up people and throw them around. Baldur's Gate 3's got a turn-based combat system, but the way it lets you use the environment to your advantage makes combat even more strategic and fun. There are plenty of spells that can be very efficient and hilarious at the same time, like turning your enemies into sheeps. But using dialogue options to talk yourself out of trouble can be pretty satisfying as well. Moving on to a super underrated game where the story doesn't matter as much, Wartales is a perfect mix of survival and RPG, and I find it addictive as fuck. I like how you gotta pay and feed the band of mercenaries you start with, and you can hire as many people and animals as you can feed. Each region has its own specific biome, quests and story, so you can be a hero, help everyone out and always make the right decision, or you can rob and kill merchants and then run into the forest and hide there because the guards will eventually come looking for you. And if you like this kind of stuff, then maybe you should check out this next game that basically allows you to do everything you can do in Wartales but on a much bigger scale. On Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord, you and your army will be fighting hundreds of soldiers. Needless to say, on that scale, siege battles can be epic. The combat system is direction based, and if you're not really into fighting, you can just act as a general and manage your troops in real time. This is a strategy / RPG sandbox game, so you can do a lot of stuff like trading goods, making a bunch of weapons and either keeping them for yourself and your companions, or you could sell them and make some serious money. You can even get married. I don't know why anyone would do that though. Have you seen how ugly the chicks are in this game? And that's gonna be it for the best single player games worth playing for over 100 hours. I picked the best games from 2018 until 2024 so far, and if you think I missed a couple of good ones, let me know that in the comments down below. And if this video helped you pick 1 or 2 games that you'll be spending the next few weeks playing, please don't forget to support the channel with a subscription and a thumbs up. It really helps a lot. It's been Hitman89, see you guys very soon.
I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. God, I'm like, hey.